Hi guys. So I had a lot of positive responses to my label reading last night, and everybody wanted to know, when are we going to go to part 2? Oh, I don't know what he's doing out there. He's making noise. But here is to part 2 of my labels. I'm going to work my way through Miss Ada's closet. I'm just going with things that she has in there so I could try to get you guys to understand a little bit. So flour. Flour is kind of a taboo thing for us. White flour is something that we need to stay away from, which is why we can't eat bread or any of the processed things or whatnot. So, let's take a look at the label. On the white flour, 1/4 cup is 110 calories, which 110 calories is not bad. But then we go to the carbs. 22 carbs. That's a negative, my friends. Not something that we want. 4 on the protein. So, you have to look at that again. If something has 15 carbs, it's not coming in my house. I don't even have regular flour in my house unless I'm going to make regular cookies for my family. Nothing I would eat. So a great alternative for us is we use almond flour. Anything that you're normally baking with, a lot of people substitute the regular flour for the almond flour. I do have this at home, but it's not the same. I've made some of my dessert recipes, like trying to make the crust with the almond flour, and I would rather just not have it. But like in the shuffles, some people, I don't put flour in my shuffles. Some people put the almond flour or the coconut flour. So let's take a look at this label. Now again, the first thing we're going to look at is going to be what's the carbs, what's the sugar, and what's the protein. 80 calories, and that's on 2 tablespoons, which 2 tablespoons is something you'd use like in a shuffle recipe. The carbs are 3 carbs, but there's 2 fibers. So you subtract the 2 fiber, you only have 1 carb. You have 1 carb and 1 sugar and 3 grams of protein. So 2 tablespoons of almond flour would be a good thing for us. 3 grams of protein, only 1 carb, that's a thumbs up. Let's take a look at Semolina Flour. I've never looked at any of these things. Again, I'm just pulling them at random from Miss Ada's closet. Semolina Flour, 160 calories. The carbs, oh my goodness, start out at 33 carbs. With 1 gram of fiber, 0 sugars, and 6 grams of protein. I guess this is something that you would use to make pasta, which is another no-no for us. And I could see why. 33 grams of carbs. That explains why pasta is so bad. So looking at that label, you would bypass this in the grocery store, not coming to your house. Anyway, that's some flour ones. I did notice in there some sugars she has. I'm a huge Splenda fan. I like my Splenda. If I'm going to do a sweetener, for me, I have the big bag from Sam's Club. I use Splenda in everything. It's 0 calories. Oh my God, this writing is so tiny. Less than 1 gram of sugar. It's just basically 0 across the board. 0, 0, 0, 0. It's just tasting sweet for me with 0 of everything. Some don't agree with the fake sugars. I've never had a problem with them. I may end up with cancer by the time I'm like 90, but I like my Splenda. A lot of other people I've talked to use monk fruit. Monk fruit seems to be a big one, especially in baking. Monk fruit and stevia. Let's take a look at the label. Again, we have 0 on the calories. Monk fruit has 8 on the carbs, 0 on the sugars, 8 on the I can't pronounce it. Y'all know what I mean, though. The erythritol, and 0 on the protein. So, again, I know a lot of people use monk fruit. Me, I personally would go with the Splenda because I don't want the 8 carbs. But, I mean, on the other hand, 8 carbs is not so bad. If I were desperately seeking something sweet, I'm not going to eat that every single day. That's an alternative. Let's take a look at, I couldn't find regular sugar in there, but I found a bag of powdered sugar. And I figured we'll just look at the label and see what it says. I know it's probably gonna knock me off my chair, but let's see what it says. All right, first thing, oh my goodness. I can't see looking backwards, but I can see that number's pretty big on the carbs. Carbohydrates, 30 carbs. And the sugars are an additional 29. Oh my goodness, 0 on the protein and 120 calories. Good luck to people who can eat this. But for us, I'm going to throw it over there because we shouldn't even be looking at that. That should never, ever, ever come anywhere near our house. All right, let's take a look at peanut butter because I started to look at peanut butter last night before I got cut off. So in the regular peanut butter, we have 190 calories. We have 8 carbs, but 2 on the fiber. So that takes us down to 6. 3 sugars and 7 grams of protein. Now peanut butter, I like my peanut butter, I do. But for me, I carb cycle because I don't want to lose any more. I eat protein for 5 days. And then for 2 days, I eat healthy carbs because it kind of kicks me out of losing, maintains, or I'll gain a pound or 2. So on my carb cycling days, I eat a lot of peanut butter. I eat a lot of granola bars. I eat avocado. I'll eat salads. I'll eat any of the fruits or vegetables that have the carbs in that I normally don't eat all week. So I do eat those things on my carb cycle days now. Peanut butter is a big one for me. I tend to take a big tablespoon of scoop of peanut butter and I put it in the freezer. I freeze it and then I have dark chocolate hummus from Boar's Head. It's heavenly. It tastes like brownie batter. You don't even know that it's, you have no idea that it's hummus. If I didn't tell you, you would think it's raw brownie batter before you bake it. But let's see, 190, 8, so it's 6 on the carbs and 7 on the protein. Like something like peanut butter, if you gotta have that sweet tooth, eat the teaspoon of peanut butter. But if you're in your active losing stages, don't eat spoonfuls of peanut butter all day because it's gonna slow your loss. It's gonna stop it, slow it down tremendously. A great alternative though is the peanut butter powder. I have PB2 powder at home. Add this to my favorite thing. Oh, hold on. My favorite thing, I got crazy throwing the confectioner's sugar and the dog's chasing it. Miss Ada will kill me. My favorite thing at home was a banana premier shake. I would put it in my bullet over ice, 2 scoops of PB2 powder, blend it up, and my day would start every day with 40 grams of protein right off the bat. You're at half of your protein goals. You're not like freaking out like, how am I gonna get to 80 grams? It's easy to get 80 or 100 when you start 40 out in the beginning of the day. But let's see, the PB2 powder has 50 calories to 2 tablespoons. 5 carbs with 1 fiber takes it down to 4. 3 sugars and 5 grams of protein. So it's definitely, it's better than your regular peanut butter, numbers-wise. And it, for me, when you mixed it with that Premier, it kind of killed the sweetness. So your shake wasn't that overly sickening sweet. And the ice kind of watered it down, made it like a thick milkshake type thing. Try it out if you're having problems getting those shakes in. All right, one more thing I'm gonna look at before we end this. I'm gonna try to stay under 10 minutes. Maybe I'll do this every night, do a couple more label readings. A big thing that we use a lot is the canned chicken. Canned chicken. We have some canned tuna. Oh, and we have one that you're really gonna like here. Jumbo squid. Now, I don't know that I would eat this, but I figured we'll take a look at the label since we're learning to read labels. So, what are we gonna look at first? Carbs. We're gonna look at the carbs, the sugars, and the protein. And we're gonna look, does the protein outweigh the carbs? Because if it doesn't, it's kind of useless. We have 200 calories. Let's see, the carbs, we have 4 carbs. That's awesome. 0 fiber, 0 sugar, and 24 grams of protein. I may have to rethink this one. Miss Rhonda, we may have to do a tasting on jumbo squid. Rhonda and I tasted some real funky stuff when we went to Tennessee, but squid was not on the list. I may have to take this over to Rhonda's and we may have to do a tasting. The protein numbers are absolutely amazing on this. I don't know if I could eat it, but great numbers. Let's take a can of solid white albacore tuna. Solid white albacore tuna. We have 130 on the calories, 29 on the protein, 0 carbs, 0 sugars. Another great choice. Tuna. I can't say enough about tuna. I love the packets. I love the Thai chili. I love the lemon pepper. I love the barbecue. Amazing. I always have one in my purse, so if we're out and about and I need something, I get the little packs that have the little fork in it. I think it's just super adorable. But great numbers on the tuna. Score for the tuna people, which I already knew that, but I'm acting surprised for you guys. All right, canned chicken. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, canned chicken. And I was the same way. I'm not a canned chicken fan at all. I'm a rotisserie chicken from Sam's or Costco fan. I usually get them every week. I make buffalo chicken dip. I just eat that, period. I could rip it apart, put it in my eggs. They're just super moist and something about them. I don't know what they pump those suckers up with, but they are on point. If you've never had a rotisserie chicken from Sam's or Costco, get there, my friends, because they're amazing. But then one of my friends posted, who posted? From Kansas. Oh, I could remember, Matha, I think Matha Chambers posted the chicken nuggets, which have become a staple in my house. Everybody I make them for loves them. I have everybody making chicken nuggets. And for that, you use the canned chicken. I've had many say they're going to try it with the rotisserie chicken, but I like it. It's simple. It's easy. You mix the egg, the half a cup of cheese, the can, makes super amazing chicken nuggets. You get the Cluck U sauce from Hughes, the sugar-free one. It's just like the Chick-fil-A sauce. It's absolutely amazing. Let's take a look at this before we are done. All right. Calories. We have there's 4 servings in a container. 60 calories per serving, which one of these cans, I get about 15 or 16 chicken nuggets. So, wow, I could eat, for 4 servings, I could probably eat 4 or 5. I could eat 4 of them at only 60 calories. That's really good. 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and 13 grams of protein. It is a can full of packed protein. So that is the kind of label, my friends, that you want to look for. Low carbs, low sugar, and excellent protein source. Again, maybe you want to try out some squid. Okay, and I think that is going to end my labels for tonight. Tomorrow night, we will go with our 3rd episode of Reading Labels. Let's see what we could find. If anybody has any suggestions on what you would like me to read labels off of, or what you want to review the labels on, let me know and I will try to pick it up at the store. And we will continue reading labels until you guys understand. Or if you have any questions, message me your questions. Ask me what you want to know and I will tell you what I think. Have a great night, guys. I am going now. I'm going to finish the walking challenge from March. I'm going to get them all in tonight. I promise. Right now, I'm going to do that.